Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Battlefield Labs has now concluded. The playtest 3 is officially over, and this time around we didn't get that many leaks, and there's a reason for that. The people who were leaking everything the past couple of weeks in Battlefield Labs have now been excluded from Battlefield Labs, and they've posted that on Reddit as well, so perhaps we're not going to be getting that much leaks anymore, unfortunately. However, what I have for you in this video is still quite fire. Our data miner Vanek has dug up some pretty interesting stuff, such as the flick lock mode, new Sledgehammer gadget, and so much more. So if you are new here, then please consider leaving me a subscription, like, and a comment, because it really helps out a small-time creator like me push my videos to a broader audience. So without wasting your time, let's begin with the flick lock mode. Here is the post from Vanek, but I'm gonna save you time and immediately tell you what this is without you having to read a bunch of text. It's basically you pressing a button on your controller and your character immediately performing a 180-degree flick. This is common in the finals. If you play the finals from Embark, the X-Dice developers, they have an option there as well. If I'm not mistaken, they might even have an option for a full 360-degree flick, like literally your character is just going to spin around like a ballerina option. And apparently our DICE, the current developers, plan to bring this in Battlefield 6 playtest, not in the full game, but in the playtest. Here is the reception it received on Reddit. As soon as it was dug up, people say, okay, then 100% not happy about that, what the fuck, hate that. Now, this is a first-person shooter, and of course, Finals as well is a first-person shooter. But I always felt that flicking in Battlefield, especially with snipers, people do it with everything, but most commonly it's been used obviously with snipers and magnums and these types of one-shot weapons. When you can do it with a press of a button, it's not going to be so impressive anymore, and I think it's going to lower the skill curve of the game. And if it must come into the game, then I think you should just stay on control and let us, the keyboard people, just do our thing with the mouse, and the controller players can just have this button, if it must come, of course. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, there was a sledgehammer dug up as a melee weapon, but it has more functionality than a melee weapon in Battlefield 6 playtest. Now, I've seen a couple of clips on Telegram, which are obviously, for obvious reasons, I cannot share, because EA would erase me from this world. People were breaking walls, like soft destruction, like Sledge from Rainbow Six Siege. If you played that game, that's basically what it is. You can break cover, doors, walls, windows. I think some person even broke like a car or a truck that was like stationary on that map battery. So Sledgehammer is going to be available. Now, this is pretty cool, because if you can maybe break floors like you can in Rainbow Six Siege, could, maybe be some interesting vertical gameplay available on some of the points, especially on that map battery. It has a lot of rooms and stuff. If you can break like staircases or walls and then just see 4 people from above, it could be result in pretty funny clips. It did seem like the sledgehammer might have durability on it, like it breaks after a while, or it has the recharge or something. I'm not sure what that bar next to it was, but yeah, there's a sledgehammer. So if you were a sledge main from Rainbow Six Siege, now you can be a sledge main in Battlefield 6 as well. More data mining from Vanek revealed a voice chat as well coming to Battlefield 6. Perhaps it might as well be proximity voice chat like in Call of Duty, where you can just yell and scream at complete strangers in Battlefield 6 playtest. Might result in some funny clips, I guess. So if you don't have friends and you're completely, antisocial like I am, then you don't have to look for friends on Discord. You can just scream at randoms in-game. So if you like that, that's also coming in Battlefield 6 playtest. It wasn't tested from what I'm aware today or any other day that was the playtest was available for, but in the future it seems to be a full-fledged, system that's going to be available in Battlefield 6. Okay, that basically sums up the leaks that we have received for Battlefield 6 on Friday. If there's going to be anything more, then you can expect a video from me, of course. However, don't leave anywhere just yet, because I'm about to discuss something very important which is related to Battlefield 6. So if you're new here, like I said, leave a subscription, because there's going to be a lot of Battlefield 6 videos coming. And if you are a subscriber, then leave a like and a comment, and let's move on to what I wanted to speak about. Okay, thank you for sticking around. What I want to speak about is Battle Royale. Okay, listen, it's not a meme, I really have something important to say. A lot of people have been asking for my opinion about the Battle Royale. People tell me, Ace, I fucking hate the Battle Royale. I want that it dies immediately as it's out. It sucks. I don't want it, hindering the main game's development. Fine. I mean, I completely understand their point, and I understand the point of the people who also want the Battle Royale to succeed, and the point of the people who are just, whatever. But listen, as somebody who's played this game, like the franchise, for like way too long, way too fucking long, like you have to believe me here, Battlefield has always worked without a Battle Royale. And I am of the opinion, like some other people, that EA and DICE are only doing this to chase trends. But in my opinion, as I've said in previous videos, I think Battle Royale is on its way out, And in those games that Battle Royale was introduced, okay, listen, let me take Call of Duty as an example really quickly. When Battle Royale Warzone turned out to be a hit in Call of Duty, whichever the COD it came out first. I guess it was COD 2019, whichever one. My god, they all look the same. So whichever COD it came out in. It gradually, over time, eventually completely destroyed the base game. I mean, nobody plays Call of Duty. I don't know anybody on my friend list that plays Call of Duty for the multiplayer. It's always the same bullshit, you know? They play for Warzone, and Warzone is, you know, its own client, and it has nothing to do with Call of Duty. But even with it being its own separate client, has still very much affected, in my opinion, Call of Duty multiplayer, and has completely killed the game. And if you are an avid Call of Duty player, I'm sure you can confirm this without bias, of course, whether that truly is like that. So it is true, you know, if Firestorm, for example, was a very big hit for EA and DICE, I'm sure that we would have never gotten Battlefield 2042. We would have just gotten a Firestorm, the game mode, and Battlefield would have just been, you know, left to rot, because Battlefield 5 would have failed, but Firestorm was a hit. So, you know, why in the hell would it make a new Battlefield when Firestorm was a hit? They would just make you Firestorm. So for that reason, I really hope that Battle Royale, you know, it's a very tricky situation, because, you know, wishing for a product that's being, you know, created by a person, by, you know, other living beings, to fail immediately as it's released is obviously very evil, in my opinion, and it's, you know, we shouldn't wish such things upon it. But sometimes, my God, you know, you have to pick between what's best for Battlefield. And I think the Battle Royale just being, you know, a small hit and it having its niche player base, not like massive millions of players, is enough for it, you know. If it's decent, it's gonna have that niche player base. But I really hope, for the sake of Battlefield, not for my own ego, not for my own desires, just for the sake of Battlefield, I hope it's not massive, because there is really a high chance it's gonna kill Battlefield. I have another example. You don't want to agree with the Call of Duty example? You think COD multiplayer still played? Fine. What about Titanfall? Titanfall was such a unique game. I loved the first game. I loved Titanfall 2 as well. And Apex Legends came out, or whatever the hell that game is called today. It has like 50 names. Came out, completely eradicated Titanfall. And, you know, to this day, we never received Titanfall 3, which would have been, in my opinion, a great game. Titanfall 2 was super fun. I have like hundreds of hours of that game. Love the movement, love the Titans, love the maps, love everything. And because Apex Legends was, you know, such a hit for Vince and Pell and the other guys, they were like, you know, well, you know, fuck Titanfall 3, let's just do Apex Legends forever. I mean, this game has been out since 2018. It's the same game basically forever. It has its own metas and stuff. And, you know, they never plan to release a Titanfall because of Apex Legends. Do we want this to happen to Battlefield as well? I'm not sure. Listen, I know I don't want it to happen to Battlefield. So that's my stance on the Battle Royale. I hope it comes out. I hope for the people who made it that it's decent, but I hope it doesn't have a massive, massive player base, because Battlefield, the multiplayer, would be at an existential threat. Do you agree with me or not? Leave a comment in the comment section and let's discuss it together. Guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, then please leave a like, leave a subscription, leave a comment. And playing Battlefield 4 today is pretty hard. There's not many servers left, at least at the hours that I play on. So if you really enjoyed having some throwback gameplay as well, then consider your boy. If there's going to be any new leaks, then expect a new video, like basically immediately. If you're an old sub, you know how I operate. There's going to be a lot of videos. If you're new, leave a like and a subscription. There's going to be a lot of videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.